Hey guys, I'm VR Nosy and I am back. I'm sorry for the lapse of videos. Here I haven't done a video in a while, especially regarding VR products. But I am here today to talk about my own personal thoughts about the Quest 2. That's right, we have the Quest 2 coming. I'm sure you already know. So understand that this is not a review. This is not giving a bunch of details about the Quest 2. This is just me giving my own personal thoughts about what I think about it. Did I get one? And would I recommend you get one? So I'll start off by saying that, when I first saw the leaked images of the Quest 2, I was really disappointed because now at the time we didn't really know if it was the Quest 2. I sort of thought maybe it was a Quest Lite version because it kind of looked like a little bit of a downgrade. It had this really floppy strap and it was all plastic. I thought it was a Quest Lite. I was completely wrong. But when I found out it was the Quest 2, in fact, I was really kind of bummed, to be honest. So I'll talk about why I was bummed. And to answer the next question, yes, I pre-ordered the Quest 2. So we will have more videos coming on the Quest 2 and the products with it once I get those in. So you will be getting more VR reviews from me later on down the road. So let's talk about a little bit about what I don't like about the Quest 2, just from what I know so far, right? So one of the things when I had the Rift CV1, which is the old style PC VR where you had to have the mounted sensors on the wall, the reason that I upgraded to the Oculus Quest as compared to the Rift S or the Valve Index was really two-part, okay? It had an IPD slider. IPD slider means the interpupillary distance. It's the space between your eyes, and it allows you to manually adjust it to be exactly what your IPD is. And so this is so you don't get dizzy in VR, so that you don't get sick, so that it don't look blurry. And if it don't match up, with in a range of what your IPD is, the headset won't work for you. The manual IPD slider on the Rift CV1 also came on the Oculus Quest 1, and it allowed you to set it exactly to your IPD. And while my IPD isn't outside of the range of normal IPD, a lot of times I want to get my friends into VR. I want to talk them into buying VR. I want them to try my headset. And if their IPD isn't in line, they can't try my headset. The Rift S did a software IPD, which kind of excluded 30% of the population. So I wasn't a fan of that. Now, the Valve Index does have an IPD slider, but so what's the reason I didn't go that way? Well, it was really two parts. One, it was LCD, not OLED. And the Rift S was also LCD. So the Oculus Quest was the only headset at the time that had not moved away from OLED yet. And I truly believe that the move to LCD isn't because LCD is better, it's just a cost cut. It's cheaper to produce with LCD. It's also a single panel. It don't have dual panels like the Quest and the Rift CV1 had. And that's also partially why they can't offer the full manual IPD slider, I think. But basically, that switch, not having OLED, made me go with the Oculus Quest. It wasn't the standalone, it wasn't, the fact that I didn't have wires. It was the fact that it had an IPD slider, and it was the fact that it was OLED. Now, why do I want OLED? Because OLED produces pure blacks. Each pixel can actually turn off, right? And you get a true black, and you get better colors. Now, the thing is, LCD does have its benefits. You get more pixels with LCD. But the problem is it requires a backlight. So when you have a black and you have a backlight, that black becomes more of a gray. And, it may depend on what you're doing, but if you're I want to be in a pitch dark theater when I'm in big screen watching a movie. I don't want to be in a pitch gray theater. Now, in a lot of games are more bright, and it might not matter. But we'll have to wait and see. I've tried the Valve Index. I've tried a lot of headsets, in fact, but to me, the black levels weren't quite the same. And so I'm hoping that maybe Quest 2 has resolved this, and maybe it won't be as noticeable. They are good at working magic. We have an Oculus Quest that can hook up to a PC with a USB-C cable, so maybe they came up with a solution to keep the blacks black. We'll find out. Now, you know, I had to sit there and really think about how did I want to do this video, because I don't want to put negative energy out there about VR or the Oculus Quest 2, especially to newcomers. And if you are a newcomer, know that the Quest 2 is an absolutely great headset. It's phenomenal. It's got a lot of great things about it. These are just complaints from an old timer who's been in VR since 2016 and is kind of stuck in my ways. But you got to understand, these ways that I'm stuck in were said to be a standard, and nothing has really improved on the LCD side to say that, you know, it's better today than it was back in 2016. And now, if you were to compare the Quest 1 to the Quest 2, of course the Quest 2 is going to look better. It's a higher resolution, right? But you're not comparing OLED to LCD at that point. You're just comparing the resolution. So understand, yes, the Quest 2 is going to look better, but if I would much rather have a Quest 2 at the same resolution with OLED dual panels than a single panel LCD. Now that's just me. Some people, like LCD. For me personally, I had hoped that the next Oculus headset would have micro LED, because micro LED has exactly the same benefits as OLED and all the same benefits of LCD. You get both. And Facebook actually looked at a lot of micro LED companies prior to producing the Quest 2. So I was really disappointed to find out that it wasn't micro LED or it wasn't OLED, it was in fact LCD. I wasn't surprised with the Rift S because it wasn't a complete Oculus headset. Lenovo partnered with them, and I'm sure they had a lot of the decision-making factors. So, I think that for me personally, I had a real hard time getting on board with a headset that wasn't OLED and that didn't have an IPD slider, a manual IPD slider. But Quest 2 does have a manual IPD slider. It's just you have to get inside the lenses and you have to adjust it from within here. And so it's only got 3 settings, and you have to get it as close to whatever your IPD is as possible and hope that it works for you. And I think that's a bad move. I think you should have a manual IPD slider because you want it to fit everybody. And I want to be able to talk my friends into getting into VR. I want them to try my VR headset. And if their IPD doesn't match what I can set it to, they might be out of luck. So that's just my thoughts on that, right? But enough rambling about the bad things. Let's talk about what I'm excited about, because there's a lot I'm excited about with the Quest 2. They did one thing that I've been saying that they should do on their next headset. They came out with their own accessories. You can buy an Elite strap. You can buy an Elite strap with the battery, which is similar to kind of like what I did with my Quest. I modded the head strap that it came with a Halo style strap from Best One VR. And I absolutely love this. To be honest, I haven't been the biggest fan of Halo head straps in the past, but I kind of became one with this. And I might end up trying the Quest 2 and being like, oh my god, and eat crow, and I will come back and tell you that I did, because if I love it, I will absolutely let you guys know. You all know me well enough to know I will always give my honest opinion on everything. And so, I think that with the Quest 2, the Elite strap, which is kind of a head strap for the Oculus Quest 2, not quite a Halo, but maybe sort of a little bit, it does look pretty cool, and it is also probably going to make it a lot more comfortable. The Oculus Quest 2 Elite strap with battery will allow for extended playtime. I think that is awesome. And then we also have different facial interfaces that we can order from them. I did not order those, by the way, but I did order the VR cover, because they're now working with third-party vendors to actually be able to provide accessories. So I think that working with VR cover is great, and I would like to see them maybe partner with AMVR as well. But I'm glad that they did partner with VR cover. That's a very solid company for VR accessories, and I did order their facial interface bracket and cover for the facial interface. So these are things that I'll be able to, and I ordered the battery pack and the case as well. So these are things that I'll be doing reviews on later on down the line once I receive those products. I think those are great things and things I've asked for. I've said for a long time, I think that the next VR headset from Oculus, you should be able to pop the head strap off, and if you want a baseball style head strap, you can have that. If you want a Halo, you can have that. Now they didn't do it exactly in that way, right? But here's the thing. I think with how it was done, down the line, we will see third-party vendors come out with other head straps for the Oculus Quest 2 that maybe offers a Halo strap or other things, right? I would love to see one with built-in headphones. So that's the number one thing that I am looking forward to. I do like that it's modifiable. I think that's huge. I think they need to take it a step further and do even more. The second thing that I like is, by God, that resolution is higher than the Valve Index, the $1,000 PC VR headset. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. I think that's going to be great. And it's got a much faster processor in it. The chip that they're using in the Quest 2 is top of the line today. The chip that they used in the Oculus Quest, when it was created, was already 3 years old. So we're going to see a mass performance increase in how fast things are happening with the Oculus Quest 2. The other thing is they cut down the price by $100 for their base model, which I think will actually open up the door to getting more people into VR. And they also, along with cutting that price down, they've came out with a way to be able to get people into VR that have never been into VR before, because now not only does it cost less, they can modify it the way that they want, and it's super high resolution. So those pancake gamers playing all those games on their Xbox that want that near 4K resolution can now actually have that. So those are things that I'm definitely looking forward to. There's one more thing I'm actually excited about. The touch controllers for the Oculus Quest were, in my opinion, really, really small. They were made for tiny hands. And I had to get the AMVR grips to add some bulk to the controller. That worked great. But the new Oculus Touch controllers look a little bit more beefy. They look like they were made for, an adult hand, not a 5-year-old's hand. So I'm excited about that as well, although I do hope that AMVR maybe comes out soon with a grip for the Quest 2 touch controllers as well, because while I did get this to also increase the bulk of the controller, I also got it because, in general, I like being able to open my hand freely when I throw things. Now, one thing I would like to have seen Oculus do that they didn't do is actually build this into their controller instead of this strap here. I would like to have seen them come out with something where, this is the standard, how it was created out of the box. I think that would have been really cool. I did order a grip for the Oculus Quest 2 controllers, which should be arriving around the same time as my Quest, around the 13th or 13th, I think, of October is when it's supposed to get here. I have different pieces coming in. Some of them may not get here until about October 20th. So I will be reviewing those, and hopefully I really like that as well. But that is one of some of the things that I am looking forward to about the Quest 2. Ultimately, I had to sit down and think really hard, is it worth me going in this direction? I thought about getting the HP Reverb G2 because it also had a lot of the things I liked with the Quest 2, like the higher resolution and that kind of thing. It also had more things that I liked, like built-in headphones. But at the same time, I've grown to really like standalone VR. And I had to ask myself, is the LCD really worth throwing this much of a fit about? And in the end, I decided to go for it. Now, I hope that ain't a mistake and it don't come back to bite me. But I am excited and looking forward to being able to try out the super high resolution, the faster processor, the better controllers. I think all those things will make for a great headset. If you haven't got into VR before, I definitely recommend the Oculus Quest 2. If you have a Oculus Quest 1, should you upgrade? Well, I have my complaints, but I did. So I think it's really going to come down to you and what you want out of your VR. But I think as of right now, I think it's going to be worth the upgrade. Because ultimately, that's going to be the headset that Oculus is going to be pushing for the near future, and probably get, a lot of the cool updates that we might not necessarily may or may not get on the Quest 1. And one of the other things I forgot to mention is the Quest 2 goes up to 250 gigabytes or something, right? Which is the one I ordered. That's $399, so that's the same price as the base 64 gigabyte model on the Quest 1. So I think that is great. My 64 gigabytes have started filling up. I'm almost full on storage. So that 250 plus gigabytes, whatever it is, will go a long ways for having more storage for games and that kind of thing, or putting movies on my Quest if I want to. That will go a long, long ways. So I am excited about these things. Now, my biggest complaint with the Oculus Quest 2, and this is just my personal opinion, I find it kind of ugly. I think a lot of that had to do with the strap on the back. It was more like the Oculus Go strap. And that's not something I'm necessarily looking forward to, but that's also why I got the Elite strap with the battery pack, because it will increase comfort, it makes it look better, and I think overall that will help. I'm not a fan of the white, and I'm not a fan of the plastic. I like the cloth material on the Quest and on the Rift CV1. To me, it gives it a better build quality. It just makes it look, it makes it look more like solid, just as a headset. The plastic kind of looked a little bit cheap to me. But I understand that that might have helped get down that price to that cheaper price point of $299, and it'll also help get it into more people's hands. What I would have liked to have seen, instead of white or black, because it's not really the fact that it's gray or white or black, to me that don't really matter. But what I would have liked to have seen is, if you look at most gamer setups, what do you see? You see RGB colors. You see red and blue and flashing lights and color. How cool would it have been if you could have bought a red Oculus Quest 2 or a blue Oculus Quest 2, or maybe you want a green Oculus Quest 2, right? And what if down the line we had, like special edition Oculus Quest 2s, maybe they're Beat Saber themed, right? These are things that I think would have really, really blown up the market even more compared to just a solid white headset. If we're going to go plastic, right, why not? Why not offer this in different colors? So that people love to customize their headsets. Let them choose the color that they want. If you go out and you look how people are customizing their Quest 1, what are they doing? I'm probably kind of unique because my headset is mostly still black. But people are going in and they're putting, red covers on the front of their Quest. They're putting, blue or red head strap padding inside their Oculus Quest. They're adding color. They're putting stickers on the front of their Quest. They're doing all kinds of things. Even I have this red knob on the back here, right? So that's because, in my opinion, and I'm not necessarily a gamer, but most gamers have colorful setups. So why not offer different colors? I think that would have been a fantastic thing. Now, I don't want to go on talking forever and forever about this, but if you agree with me, drop a comment below, because I'm really curious if that's something you would have been interested in, because I personally would be. One of the other things, and this will be the last thing that I mention about one of the things that I am a little bit bummed about with the Oculus Quest 2, is they didn't put the audio jack on both sides again. They only did it on one side. Now that kind of frustrates me just a little bit, because there's a lot of accessories out there for headphones right now for the Oculus Quest that aren't going to no longer work on the Oculus Quest 2. The ModiCap sound kit that I have on my Quest, which is currently attached to the Best One VR head strap, was a $250 add-on for the ModiCap Quest sound kit. And the sound is phenomenal. I really don't want to move away from this unless they came with built-in headphones. But the problem is they plug in on the side, the audio jack plugs in on the side where they removed the audio jack on the Oculus Quest 2. So right away, this isn't going to work with the Oculus Quest 2. Now what I did was I bought a extender to be able to plug the audio jack into and then run it across so that I have more give, so then hopefully I can plug it in on the correct side where the audio jack is on the Quest 2 and continue to use this. Now that's if I can get my sound kit to actually fit onto the Elite strap. So I'm really crossing my fingers and hoping that I can get this to work, because I really don't want to lose these babies, and I hate those little mini speakers that they put on the Quest. I did not order the headphones from Logitech or whoever it was that did the headphones for the Quest 2, because I really want to continue to use these, and I'm hoping that maybe later on down the line they come out with some built-in headphones similar to this that can act as built-in headphones. And I will touch on the fact that before I had this and I was looking for the perfect audio solution, I did have just regular over-the-ear headphones. And the longer cord, it was a shorter cord, but still kind of long. I found that sometimes when I was playing Beat Saber, I'd rip it out. And that didn't work, because then I'm playing Beat Saber without any sound. So I went out and I got me a little bitty cord to be able to plug it in. But then I found when I had to hop out of VR to go get a soda or talk to somebody or go to the bathroom, I was having to, remove this and then the headset and trying to be really careful not to take it out, and then putting it back on was just as much of a fiddle. And that's kind of the problem I think we're going to run into with the headphones that they came out with for the Oculus Quest 2. So I would absolutely love for in the future for them to come out with something like this that they can attach to the Elite strap that will work as built-in headphones and be actual high-quality sound. Now, as far as the over-the-ear, off-ear sound, I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of that because I don't want everybody hearing what I'm doing in VR. But I could see a need for it every once in a while, or a want for it depending on what I'm doing. If you're looking for something like that, there are some options out there. I don't currently have any. I think Rebuff Reality is coming out with something called VR Ears, which you can basically have off-ear sound with any VR headset if you get the universal mount for it. So that might be an option you could look at if you don't mind off-ear sound. I personally prefer headphones. I'm hoping I can continue to use my ModiCap Quest. I would love it if Best One VR also comes out with a head strap for the Oculus Quest 2. I think we will see third-party people coming out with more accessories, especially since the Quest 2 is designed to be able to be modifiable. I'm excited about that. That's pretty much all I've got today, guys. Again, this is just my thoughts and my own personal opinions. I kind of wanted to wait before I did this video because I was really kind of frustrated about the Quest 2 in the beginning, and I didn't want to turn people off to VR. But the more I've sat here and I've thought about it, I really am excited to try out the newest and the latest technology, and maybe one day I'll get that micro LED or OLED back. But for right now, I'm going to go ahead and have to deal with the LCD, and hopefully I'm okay with the manual IPD slider that they put in place. I sometimes change my IPD sliders, like depending on what I'm doing, actually, which might be kind of weird, but sometimes I like to change it. And I won't be able to do that with the Quest 2 because I wouldn't be able to stick my finger up into the headset to change it. So hopefully I can find a setting that I'm happy with at all times. Let me guys know what you think of the video. If you found this helpful at all, please subscribe to the channel, like the video. I will be doing a review on the Quest 2, the Elite strap with battery. I'll be doing a review on the touch controller grips that I got and the VR cover facial interface for the Oculus Quest 2 once I get all of those items in, and I will let you know what I think of all of the products once I have them. Let me know if you guys are excited for the Oculus Quest 2. I am looking forward to it. And that is pretty much it. I will be, like I said, I will have more videos coming in the future. And I may have some videos that aren't necessarily VR related. There are some things I would like to review that I think might be helpful to people. You guys seen the one I did on the massage chair. If you haven't and you're interested in that kind of thing, go check it out. It's an awesome chair. Anyways, that is it, guys. I will catch you around. Keep on questing. And I will see you when the Quest 2 is here.